maybe not that far. I just got to wander through and see if I can figure out where the sweet spot's going to be for this. I've pushed along this canal here, which is actually where all the mud boggers and vehicles have gone down over the years. So back up there is where my cut came out. And so I'm just trying to clear back to get to that opening in the woods there. But it seems my little peninsula ends here. So I'm gonna have to find another way to cut through. I may need to be back, which means my cut through, I'm gonna need to set back again, maybe as much as 30 feet. Maybe not that far. I just gotta wander through and see if I can figure out where the sweet spot's gonna be for this. Come back a little bit. There's the mule in the distance. I should have known that was gonna happen because I had to step over all this, and that's not that shallow. But so I came back and I picked a spot here, which looked like it was gonna be dry-ish or drier. And so I've hacked an initial path through here. The ground is a little bit spongy, and you can see I'm right next to some pretty good water here. So that thing I was cutting, which is right here on the other side of this tree, that was really just a little island. But this is, it's got some soupy parts to it, spongy. But I'll have to come in here and clear some of these trees. So if I'm doing a straight line, this is about where it's going to come to, because that's inside that line. So I'll have to open up a little bit more on the side here to give me a straight line. And then coming back in this way, which will take me back into the woods where I was clearing initially for the west property line. So I'll turn here because I don't want to lose all this. And it's going to be easier to do fencing out here, a little more clear, less cutting of trees for now. And so I just made a turn. So right here at the beginning of the tire tracks, the mud bog route's a little bit higher. So I think I can just run a fence right across here over to there and then turn in. So the thing is, this isn't quite the line, what I got open up here. The actual straight line, I believe, is actually over here along this. So I will, because the tree looks like a tree fell across it and then everybody started going around. So I'm going to cut that, open that all up, bring that line straight out, and then from there I'll be able to hit the wetlands and get the fencing going that way. Yeah, I look like I went swimming in my clothes. It's 10:15. Yeah, so it's heating up fast. It's overcast though, so I was trying to really capitalize on that this morning. So I got a couple hours in, and 2.5 hours or so. I think I'm gonna call it good for a while. Go back in, rehydrate. Yeah. Slight change of plans. Since it's still overcast, I'm gonna take a shot at cutting some of this back. Get ready for the cows. I wanna cut it so that it's short and starts to grow back so that they have nice, like, young grass to nibble on when they get here. Got that cut back. That was rough, but just in time because I got some stuff coming in. But I spent about an hour beforehand just pulling all this out, which is left over from the mulcher, the forestry mulcher. And there's still a lot under there. So I was using a regular riding mower, stoink, and it hates me now. This whole section here I left because it was just so rough with broken vines and chunks of wood and all that kind of stuff, which is a natural byproduct from forestry mulching. But I managed to get enough done so that I can put these guys out here. So, and then this other stuff, which also has the same issues with all of this stuff scattered around. I think I'll have to use the rotary cutter on that. This should be smart. There's my cut through. Goes all the way down through there. Comes back through between these trees. Back to here. And then I turn And it goes right on down through under those limbs and right over there. So I'm getting close to being able to put stakes in the ground. Pretty happy about that. This is the midline cut through. And I'm gonna have to do some work clearing up these tree limbs. That bent over tree, as cool as it is, it kind of defeats the purpose of putting up a fence. If anything or any whatever can just walk up a tree and just come on in. So I'll be cutting this and clearing this up here, which needs to be done anyway. It's incredibly cool looking though. It makes me a little sad to do it, but it's what's got to be done. As I come through there underneath that tree, what's on the other side? Well, on the other side of that is the big wetland. So here's this arch from the other side. Comes right down through, crosses over this way, and then there's a little drop down as it gets into the big wetland here. I am not going to be cutting through there though. Not even gonna pretend. As I said yesterday, I'm coming underneath that arch right there, and I'm gonna stop the fence at the road, put in a gate, and then restart it on this side of the farm road. And I'm gonna come right down here to this corner here before it goes out into the wetlands. This is the big wetlands over here. I'm not going all the way down. I want to leave a perimeter around the outside of the fence so that I can drive a mower, drive the tractor, drive whatever out there. But also because I want a wildlife corridor so that the bears that I've had issues with before, coyotes, bobcats, all that, I want to give them an option to go around. So instead of trying to come through, they go around the outside. And so I'll go along the wetland here, just inside of this tree, which will leave this space, and then over here up that little rise and down the other side. That rise is an issue though, which is why I brought the tractor. But over here, it just gets a little crazy. I've just got mounds of dirt and fill, stuff that I'm sure is here to keep the wetland. It's right over there. Look at all those guys. Just chillaxing, enjoying their day, looking at the strange thing over here that's talking to itself. Anyway, keep that from overexpanding, if you will. Then it drops down on the other side. Well, I'm going to bring the fence up here and cross, I don't know, come right down through here like this, cross over, and then go up underneath that tree with all the vines hanging down. My goal is to just smooth this out so I can have the fence come through here without having massive breaks underneath it. Still, it's going to leave a lot of space for other wildlife to come through. Typically, they've used this gully to move through. It's safe. It's kind of out of view of the house, but that'll give them, 20 feet of easy movement and then another 30 to 40 feet till they actually get into the water through the trees and stuff to move down all the way to the back corner. Keep in mind, this back corner that's going to intercept the east side of the property is once again a midline cut through, but that one's about all I'm going to do with it because the wetland goes all the way to the edge of the property, actually slightly through it, depending on how much rain there's been for the season. I'm going about right through there, that gap right there, and I'll shoot all the way straight through to that next corner. But first, before I do that, I'm going to endeavor to just smooth this out a little bit so that I can have an easier line to cut through and hopefully make it less treacherous for the cows to walk on. I think it's better than it was. It'll be easier to navigate with a fence. It's still not perfect. although I think we can all agree perfect's not a goal I'm going to attain. This would have been a 5-minute job for a pro with a bulldozer. This guy with the tractor, like an hour and 5. So still coming off the other side though, still got a bit of a drop. But I think if I approach this from the other side, I can drag and just smooth it off, because I'm just going here underneath this tree for the next corner point. Here it is, pretty much final answer, I think. Pretty much final answer. I think, I don't know, I feel like I could pull more of the top down, but I think it's going to allow a gentle enough slope that I can bring it out to here. Still be able to get good tension on the fence. I think that's my challenge here, is because, you know, when I get to my main posts on either end of a fence line, on a woven field fence, you got to pull that thing and put some tension on it. Well, that pulls it straight. So if you've got dips, it doesn't want to go down in there anymore. So I've just got to use common sense and good judgment to get up and down and over. And I know it can be done. I've seen people online, you know, their ground, nobody's ground is perfectly flat. So that creates some challenge, but I'm going to figure that out. And I think it's just about where you put your T-posts so you can pull it down and connect it and just sort of hold it in place. And there's a lot that goes on with that. That means that I've now got it from there. It's going to come up to here. Then I think I got to bend it again back over to the edge of this thing. And then it goes all the way past that tall stuff there. And then a straight run south from there to connect with the corner of that first fence I built. And if I get that done, if I get that connected, I feel like that's going to set me up for a lot of success moving forward, not just with the steers, but also with other livestock, specifically pigs. I think I'd like to get some pigs going this fall, but I got to get some infrastructure in place to support that. So that's a pretty good couple of days work here. I did a thing on Google Earth, drawing a perimeter line around it, and it showed me that the area that I was fencing in when I'm done with it will be 19 acres. And not all that's usable, obviously, because there's some wetland on the other side. But I bet that gives me, I don't know, a solid 13 to 15 usable acres. I will say that I love my tractor, John Deere 5065E. Man, what a tank that thing is. It's a beast. And I'm putting it through some paces. But I couldn't have done anywhere near what I've done out here if I didn't have that. I think that's going to do it for now. And we'll talk to you guys later. Okay, here we go now. Show me happy. Show me happy. Good. Good. Now you're angry. Show me angry. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Yes. Good energy. All right. You're serious? You're serious? And now frolic. We're frolicking. We're frolicking. And beautiful. Cut. You know, I've worked with better, but not many.